I just picked that example because it's one of the craziest ones. When I explain that to any of the crew player I've met on the game.
And they're gonna call
Hey,
you a liar.
did you know you can actually slipstream the traffic cars? What? No way.
Ah,
And there's also
Hell
there
no.
are also many more optimizations that allow us to go a bit faster, and that can even be used in PvP in a way. For example, you might have wondered, maybe back in the days where when PvP was very active, you would maybe meet some platinum players in the lobbies. So I climbed up to P1 in the ladder back to back when there was real activity on the PvP ladder. So it was quite stern racing.
Wait.
And
What was your in-game name? I wonder. Maybe I can recall.
maybe you can recall. I'm gonna type it in the chat. It's Kandaran 666. Back then, it was this.
No, I don't remember. Sorry.
Probably, maybe it's just too long ago. Because obviously it's been years since I last played PvP because it wasn't really active.
Yeah, I saw some players like really play for like years up until the shutdown.
I'm not French. I'm Belgian. But I'm French speaking, Stig. So yeah, I was I was still telling my story. So back then you would probably meet from time to time some platinum players who you would find very fast from start to finish. And hey, how does this guy front run that easily?
Fucking cheater.
Yeah, but on some, well, especially on some tracks where you don't really have a lot of braking zones, and you can just drive almost flat out from start to finish. A good example of it is some of those perf or circuit spec races that you have either in Nevada or in West Coast that are usually pretty fast and without much braking.
I remember one in Midwest with like the finish at the dam.
Yeah, indeed. There was also a very cool one. I forgot the name. It started from Seattle, if I'm not wrong. And then it was a lot of swingy roads on the first part, and then highway on the last part.
I can remember something like that, but it was a while ago.
There are quite a few of those. There are also the I forgot its English name because I still had my game in French back then.
That's okay.
It's like it was named like Black Gold Rush or something.
Yeah, it's kind of ringing a bell.
Yeah. So on those tracks where there's a lot of speed from start to finish, there's actually something that is even less visible in slipstream with traffic. When you use nitro, when you use it at the moment it's full, you get a stronger initial boost than if you use it at any other moment. Which means that if you're fast enough and good enough to take a good start and start pulling away, your best way to keep front running is to save nitro and what I call nitro pumping then is tapping nitro whenever the bar gets fully recharged, and you get a little wave, a little shock wave when it reloads completely. So if chemical, you just this blue shock wave you see there is the moment it reloads completely, and every time you boost after that shockwave is well, after the shockwave displays, you get a stronger boost. You get
Now that
stronger
you
boost.
say it, I feel like I see it
Yeah.
actually when he does it.
You get a stronger boost anyway when your nitro bar is full. But from what I tested, it's even stronger when it just got fully refilled.
Oh really?
So on the highway, you just if you combine nitro pumping and um, uh, AI slipstream, let's say,
Yeah.
you go a lot faster than if you don't. It on the long track, it saves literally seconds. It is not a joke.
Hey guys,
That's
so
Um,
crazy.
I don't want to interrupt necessarily, but just want to let you guys know I'm gonna go ahead and take off.
Yeah, that's
But
okay. All right, dude.
I just want to let you guys know, like everyone else has said, I appreciate you guys doing this, and it's fun. It was fun having me on here. I'm glad Ross got to have a chance too. It was nice
Yeah.
to see what he was thinking and
Thanks for coming
everything.
on, man.
Yeah, of course. And I'm always a DM away too. But
Yeah.
yeah, appreciate it. You guys have a
Yeah,
good night.
we
See you, dude.
appreciate you. Good night.
See you later.
good night. Good
Have a
night.
good one.
I have an
That one link
interesting
you were saying.
I have an interesting question in the chat, by the way, from Troll, who's asking: does it also make sense to not use nitro when car changes gears? Um, indeed, you better want to avoid using it when you know you're about to gear up.
But in
Oh yeah,
But
Motor
yeah.
Fest, the first like half of Nitro is also more powerful than the second. So Ubisoft got something
mm,
with Nitro.
but here it isn't like progressive. It's if you use your nitro bar like 99% or 1%, it's basically the same. Maybe not in the red all the way down, but there's a noticeable boost when it's full. It's just that.
Yeah.
Um, and yeah, it's usually better to not use nitro immediately when you know you're about to gear up, or at least when you know you're about to gear up easily. When I say that, it's let's say you're in sixth gear, you're in up on an upslope, and you know you will want your gear to go up because let's say there's a jump and then there's a downslope behind. So you better want to have your gear up. Uh, Otherwise, you're gonna lag a little bit when landing if you're still on the gear because you're gonna hit the um, how do we say the RPM limiter. So yeah, in cases like that, it's good to use nitro to gear up to force gear up because
Yeah, that's what I've been doing.
especially, especially on dirt and rate spec, you gear up more easily when you nitro because you have less grip than road cars, and when your car loses grip, uh, it has a tendency to gear up more easily. It can easily be seen on snow uh, or just on wet roads even. But yeah, it doesn't make that huge of a difference, to be fair, and it's also car to car dependent. Um, most secret cars, honestly, I do not really care much about it because they accelerate so much, like perf cars. Just they're too powerful, so you may just not really mind about it and take a nitro as early as possible to get a faster corner exit, for example.
Yeah.
But there are many, many, many other
Can I
techs
add
that
something?
I did not really know about, um, and I only found that out when running, and it brings depth to the game in some way. When you're trying to drive fast and you figure out, huh, how what makes me faster, very little things, like the two ones I described are just uh, and trust me that it is just the crest of the iceberg. There are many other things to know about. Um,
Yeah.
in on some runs, knowing about the respawn mechanic is important. Some collisions as well. Um,
Are you guys
there
gonna
are s-
document all that when like the game is back?
it's definitely something that can be done. Yes,
I think it should be done.
it can be done, and it can also be illustrated in a way, uh, using some replays or some
Yeah, like a
or,
YouTube video maybe.
yeah. It's totally doable.
I think people like
And
watching speedrunning content on YouTube. You know, so that's some good clicks.
because well, on the last few years of official the crew existence, I obviously wasn't as motivated to do something like that, knowing that not many people play the game anymore. How much longer is it gonna stay? Uh, yeah, but people don't really know about the crew speed running, and it's kind of sad because it's a freaking racing game,
It's very
and time trialing and
speedrunnable.
speed running was never really a thing on the game. But now with TCU, it's basically a rebirth of the of everything that could have
Should
been
have
born
happened.
before, or should have
Yeah.
happened before, indeed. Um, this kind of community effort can definitely be done, and I'd be super passionate about it. Um, Especially if we are being followed by a lot of you. If you're interested in just whatever way driving fast on the crew, where it can be cars, bikes. I don't know much about bikes. I know mostly about cars, to be honest. Um, but there are a lot of things with bikes that can be done that are very difficult to execute. Even I've seen some people be very fast with bikes. The most known gimmick, let's say, is that bikes are the fastest vehicles on snow,
Really?
on snowy roads. Yes, by far, by far. In PvP lobbies, there was um, fully snowy track. It was in Salt Lake City streets. It was a perf race, I think, an eliminator race, if I remember well.
Oh, I remember that
Um,
one. That one was nasty because of the
and
sliding.
on that one, and I'm not joking. Well, the full lap was something around 50 seconds or whatever. In 7 minutes, a good biker could lap me, and without even much trouble. So
Oh yeah, makes
basically,
sense.
pull away by 50 seconds in 7 minutes. It is possible. Well, when I tried to ride a bike there, well, I suck with bikes, so I was barely faster than with cars. But people who are really good with that, well, bikes on snow are incredibly fast.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
In fact, they almost grip as if they were on rain, basically on wet roads. Um, so it's pretty much similar. It's just a little bit worse rain. Why for cars it is rain effect multiplied by 25. I don't know. Um, um, but yeah, there are a lot of things. While speaking, I'm actually thinking at the same time about what we can speak about There are a lot of things that are vastly unknown by the community, like, for example, wall riding mechanics. There are
Uh-oh.
some cars that do it better than others. Um, there are some type of barriers that allow wall riding better than others. Obviously, it is on mountain road, on snowy mountain roads, it can be a trick to wall ride because you just have no grip anyway. So if you wall ride
Oh, yeah,
properly,
yeah,
you
yeah.
actually save a lot of time. As I said, it depends from car to car. The behavior is not the same. You're not gonna have the same wall rides on a Ford GT than on a Celine, for example.
Yeah.
That is, to my knowledge, the best wall riding car, or one of.
Celine?
Yes.
Right.
It's actually quite ridiculous what it can do. Um, um, uh, what else there is? Oh yes, of course, checkpoints are abusable in many ways.
Abusable?
Yes, abusable. Like there
You
are
mean finding
checkpoints.
faster ways to
Yeah,
get to
there
him?
are many cuts, many more than the most known ones. Let's say.
I
So
wouldn't call him.
obviously,
I wouldn't call him abuse though. I think it was fully intentional.
Um, how to say?
At least most
There
of them.
are there are a few that were certainly not intended to be abusable.
I can imagine.
Like there's no way that devs actually thought about, huh? Um, runners might actually basically drive off road for 2 minutes and 30 because it's faster. Surely not.
Unless, who
But
knows?
yeah,
Probably
the
not.
classic cuts like just jump over this fence between those trees because it's faster is surely intended, right?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure the developers say like most of these are intended. That's why they place the checkpoints like that.
But
Bro,
yeah,
you know what?
Mm.
I'm
there are
I'm
some
really
tracks
excited
where
for the running. Like I really see the potential.
I hope I generated some hype with the audience tonight.
I think you did. I think you did.
But yeah, there are some tracks that really allow for crazy cuts. Those cuts are so wild that we can almost call them sequence breaks because they're so broken. But
I hope you guys
um,
come on when like the whole thing is out, because like I'm really interested in all this stuff myself. Hey, chemical! No, next time, next time.
I'm just looking. Don't worry. I'm not
You
going.
can look.
Okay, I had a question for Oni Link over here.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm looking at the speedrun.com page on the crew, and I noticed a couple of things. Like, you have story 100%. You have visiting the USA, and I think that's kind of cool. But what I noticed is the game says like available on PS4, Xbox One, and PC, but not 360. And I don't notice like any Xbox 360 runs,
Uh-oh.
which I mean, I don't think anyone tried those, but
It's too
I
laggy,
ex-
sadly.
yeah, I guess it's kind of laggy.
uh,
But
I don't even know why it's not mentioned. That would
yeah,
be, uh, to be honest, that would be. I'm moderator on the platform, but I cannot. Oh, I can edit the platforms actually. Well,
oh,
it's something that can be fixed very quickly, even though it's probably not going to be playable on 360 anymore.
I mean, hopefully. And with that like 360 question, I wanted to like
Voila,
go
save.
into
Unauthorized.
another and go into like another question, which is about I know it's a maybe on 360, but I've seen things like on PS3, games like Mod Nation Racers being revived, Formers games, basically almost anything that uses Demonware, which is from Activision, and to host surfers. And I'm thinking, because of the other guy that came over here, it was talking about, remaking Xbox Live when it shuts down, and how Xbox Live is just like a very fancy VPN. I'm thinking there actually might be a decently good chance. I'd say 10% maybe, 10 or 5% that the game could come back on 360, which would be nice because we would be getting the earliest version of the game possible.
But anyway, since it's clear that those let's say those console tags are, to my understanding, they are indicative. There's nothing that prevents me from validating a run that is on 360, for example.
All right.
Just that you would be missing the Xbox 360 tag when you submit the run, and you would maybe have to choose Xbox One instead when you
Well, it's
validate.
fixable,
the
isn't it?
thing, But it's fixable. I do not have the rights to do it because I'm moderator.
You can tell someone. You can tell someone, right?
But it's probably yes. There's surely a way to do it. Just I don't know who I should address to, but there's surely a way to do it. The same way currently the Discord that is linked there is the global TCU Discord. Maybe there's a way to add a second link to the TCU server. This is probably workable. I just don't know who I should address to, but I don't see why it would be impossible.
Yeah. I also saw another question from Troll, which was from a little bit long ago, which was like if you had any resources on learning tricks on the crew that like the community doesn't know. You talked about the boost, the AI, stuff. If there was any era that he could read about said tricks, and I don't think there is. I was looking through the page on speedrun.com, which is where I'd say is like base one. They have forums, but they aren't very much active, and they don't have like a lot of stuff. In
Yeah,
there.
as I said, that's because until this point there wasn't really much activity. It was only a few people who were active, probably on a yearly basis. I would say 10 or 15 people. That's not much, and that's on a yearly basis. So there aren't really any documented resource in meta stuff, and nor there has been enough extended or in-depth testing that has been done on many things. Like if you now ask me like there's on some cars running lower parts instead of maxing at 1497. Is it profitable on some cars for better grip or balance or not? That's a question I can't answer. I've seen many opinions left and right that are different or contradictory even to some degree. I've generally found that I'm faster running a 1497 car, so full level 60 parts instead of full level 50 parts. But I have seen suggestions that it could be otherwise for maybe some cars, maybe on some tracks, maybe on whatever. So it might quickly go very in depth. So there are a lot of things that would require effort from more people, collective effort, comparative, let's say, collaborative work. But as far as routes, for example, and documenting shortcuts or some techniques, as I said, that can be faster to do, because it's fairly
YouTube videos.
straightforward. A short clip can do the work.
Yeah.
As far as like more in-depth data, it's of course much more difficult, and obviously know quite a few things, but I'm aware that I don't know a lot of things because of lack of data mainly. I also saw I missed another question from Troll. It was probably about Nitro earlier. Is it because the power doesn't come to wheels while shifting like in real cars? Yes, there's indeed a bit of that lag effect. Just it is much less feelable when driving a perf or circuit car. You have a lot of that on some street cars, not all. Yeah, thinking about just another thing that is it looks very basic, but we also lack of data. Technically, it's just tier listing cars depending on specs. That's also something that is very hard to do because some cars are better under some circumstances. Like I've seen written, for example, Saline was extremely meta on ovals, like Little Eagle. Um, what I
Summit. You
can
can't play
technically
that,
had.
Chemical.
Sorry?
Hey, go on, sorry.
So what I can technically had the fastest circuit top speed, circuit spec top speed when on slipstream. So it could reach something like 467 kph. So that's probably that's like it's close to 290 miles an hour or something like that. There are some specs where the tier listing could be very easy, like the Pagani Huayra is the fastest perf car just overall, no matter where you drive. It also has insane slipstream top speed, so even on fast tracks you just use it. But it's followed by quite a few good cars, but there's one obvious S plus tier, let's say. Like for circuit spec, the 458 Ferrari is the fastest overall.
God bless.
But on very fast tracks, it is not the most efficient because it doesn't have insane top speed, especially under slipstream. But when it comes from street, dirt, raid cars, I've seen many different opinions, and I would say those are the specs that are the better balanced. I've seen in let's say in strong PvP lobbies, I've seen a lot of cars win races in streets.
Oh yeah, Chemical. You can play the practice missions, by the way.
Okay.
Yeah, they're playable.
I actually saw the screen share cut out, but it's okay.
Okay, guys. So we should probably wrap up. I'm sorry to cut you off like that. I actually, I think we would all like to hear more about this, but we've been going on for like how long?
Nearly 4 hours now.
Almost 4
hours.
hours. That's crazy.
Oh,
And I'm
4
surprised how
hours?
the audience. I'm surprised how the audience had lowered naturally, but it's like it's still like going up and down. It's like fixed right now. Some of you guys are fucking dedicated. Goddamn. Shout outs to everyone who stayed from start to finish. Okay, those of you guys are crazy.
Well,
let's just have
you can't miss it.
Oh,
and you should do. I usually
It's the
wanted to go
anniversary. You
to
can't
sleep
miss
at
it.
some point, and then I just stayed to watch someone free roaming on the crew because it's been at least 8 months I haven't seen that or done that because I usually would do it if I want. So I guess for
Hey, the car changed colour.
a lot of us here, it's the same
Oh,
pretty,
the car
pretty
change
much.
color. All right, guys. Do you have like any last questions or anything or things to say?
I just want to drop
Also,
the
I want to
fun
say
fact.
something.
Yeah, go on, Elias. You spoke first. You will
Uh,
speak first.
I just wanted to drop out, just I don't know why, the fun fact that the crew is also available or was available on the Amazon Luna.
Oh yeah, it was.
That's actually how I tried to play it before it shut
Oh,
down
really?
because I had a Amazon Prime, you know, membership, but I wasn't in America and Luna couldn't be used in America for some reason. So yeah, it's kind of
And now
sad.
it's
Oh, the
blue.
car changed color a third
Oh
time.
yeah. All right. So any last questions or things to say? Any of you guys?
I want to say, I
Yeah.
want to say another thing I noticed about the nitrous is that if you go in photo mode, like it continues rising up. That's how I actually got gold and platinum on a lot of the events. What I do is I'd get a bunch of speed, use nitrous, then I'd go in photo mode, wait for the nitrous to regain, and then deplete it all, and I'd go like 200 with barely any strip of land left.
Oh yeah. Makes sense.
Oh my god, new glitch.
What glitch?
Yeah, I'd used it like a lot to see crash games, to complete skills at maximum, like awards and whatnot.
Yeah, but this is no peak glitch like.
All right. So we're good, guys. We got everything
Uh,
out of the way.
I wanted to let like everyone else go first, but I guess I'll just say, uh, okay. Hey, I guess I'm retreading ground, but like just thank you for the entire team, or you for making this game. Bringing it back to life and for allowing us to play it again. I'm so grateful. Not a lot of games get this treatment, and I'm glad that we were able to. You guys were able to do this with the crew, which I actually thought was impossible because of how large scale the game is.
Yeah, that was pretty
Not
scary at
only in the
first.
map.
Thanks, man. We appreciate it.
Yeah.
It's our pleasure. All right. Seriously.
Oh yeah, definitely.
It's great to hear.
Funny how Chemical went back into his like stoner voice. Oh yeah, definitely. Like the last time I kept.
You need to realize it's like 2 a.m. now, so
We gotta
that's
get up.
why.
I'm sorry. All right, so we're cool, guys. Everything out the way.
Yeah. I'm in for
Yeah, I'm in
me.
the
Yes.
UK.
I'm sorry to everybody who requested to speak but didn't get on. I have no excuse. Just I'm sorry. It was like pretty hectic already as it was. It's really hard to keep track of everything. We'll probably
Might have been a
invite.
bit long on my topic. I'm sorry by advance.
No, it was actually interesting. Next time we'll invite more people. Okay, I promise.
Yeah, can we just have a community event where it's just only Link talking about speedrunning and hidden facts about the crew?
Maybe we
I'd
could just make
honestly,
a.
I'd be there to
Yeah, maybe
start
at
to
some point in
finish.
time, a channel, like just a dedicated text channel, could be done. Or I
Yeah,
don't
yeah.
know.
I mean, I support speedrun in this game, so
Yeah.
hell yeah. We'll see.
We
We'll
could
see
just
this
have a
later,
full
though.
open voice chat and have it be chaos.
Yeah. Like the when was it? March. We gathered up to play some PvP before the shutdown.
Yeah, I wanted to
In the
join that,
West End.
but I didn't have time then.
Oh,
I
you were
really
here back
like. I
then.
regret it now. Yeah, yeah. Like the first months of the shutdown, I was kind of active, and around the time of those final events, I stopped being active. I always wanted to join them, but I really put them off last, and I regret that now.
It's all right. It's all right. All
If we're
right.
lucky, we're gonna have more to come in the next like following years.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. Well, I wanted to say You know, as if I'm like a schizo talking to a game. Happy birthday, the crew. Happy 10th birthday, the crew. And I said in my latest video, I said a cheesy line. I said, you were there for us for 10 years. Now we're here for you. All right. Yeah, that's it. I think we're done, guys. Thank y'all for coming on. I'm surprised how many of you guys came on and stayed in the audience and you speakers. Thank you all, seriously. I love you guys, like all of you. Do you love him, Chemical?
I
Better say
love
yes.
everybody,
Yeah.
especially you. Full homo.
I'm so
Well,
sad
I'll
that the
respond to that
crew-
in private later. Wait, didn't you like?
Huh?
Never mind. All right, let's wrap
Well,
this up, guys. Thank you for being
yeah,
here.
it's fine.
We gotta get to sleep.
Yeah,
Mm.
bye bye.
Yeah, thank you. Bye.
Bye, guys. Bye,
I
guys.
gotta do.
Bye.
I gotta do my
Goodbye,
things. I
everyone.
got. Yeah. Bye.
Time for the crew.
Thank
for
you
the
all so
Oh,
much for hosting this
speedrun.
event and for everything you've
Thank you
been
for coming.
doing since March 30th, basically, and even before, because there was an anticipation, of course, of the closure. For example, with the tool that Ruto made for the to create
Say
a local
something.
save.
Did you create a local save?
I did.
Good.
I did.
Forgetting to mention that in the
Yeah.
progress updates. Oh, maybe next time. All right, see you guys.
I
Bye.
almost. I just remembered something. I can't believe the crew one outlived Overwatch.
That's
can,
actually
I can.
crazy. Yeah. On a side note, I just shared a clip. Well, a clip, a replay, in fact, in the chat. An example of how the crew can be broken for time trialing. That whole
Oh
track
yeah,
is
he
broken.
posted it in the chat. Go check it out, guys. But me and
But
Chemical, we're going off now. See you guys.
Yeah, no worries.
Bye.